Alright, you guys know what time it is. We gotta do our daily patrol, walk around and speak to everyone, but we obviously gotta avoid any sort of quest. I wish you all luck with today's task. We shall be sure to notify you should Lord Eustace get in contact, so feel free to set out without concern. Not all nobles are the same. There are even low-ranking nobles like myself who own no land whatsoever. I do own a small business in Heimdall, but there's hardly any difference between myself and a common merchant. Truth be told, the nobles here in Peaceà are a bit too dazzling for me. Let's see if anyone's upstairs. We got two people. Prince Oliver happens to be popular within Heimdall lately. He wasn't all that widely known at first thanks to his mother being a commoner, but he started appearing in the news more often as of late, always up to something interesting. I can't help but look up to him. Prince Oliver is quite easy to relate to, perhaps because of his common birth. He seems to be a really interesting person, so I can't help but look up to him. Yeah, because I believe Olivier did mention, it might have been during that time where they brought the army. And, you know, it had Chloe was on the front line when she was speaking to Zex. I think Olivier he referred to himself as a bastard. So like Eustace, pretty much. Lord Eustace was called back home, wasn't he? It's common knowledge that things are rather difficult between him and his family, particularly due to the fact that his mother wasn't from a noble background. Lord Eustace happens to be in a rather difficult situation in regards to his family. The strife seems to pain Lord Rufus's heart as well. It's cool walking around in our new fit. I like it. How many people are out today? Yeah, a couple of people. I've heard that Marquis Ragnar of the Four Great Houses, who lives to the north, has quite the temperament. He always resorts to brute force when anything happens within his province. Meanwhile, Marquis High Arms, who rules the Sutherland province, is relatively gentle. He's quite flexible in his policy making, and the province's residents seem to have very little issue with him. Of course, he does act with the dignity one would expect from a member of the Four Great Houses. The Four Great Houses may generally be discussed as a unit, but they each have differing viewpoints on various matters. They seem to be on the same page when it comes to dealing with the reformers, however. Alright, let's talk to everyone outside before we go speaking to people inside. Mommy said yes when I asked her if we could go play. She's gotten really nice all of a sudden. I'm gonna pretend to be vehicles with Mommy today too. Oh. Dino was rather persistent, so I brought him along today too. I did have some plans for dinner tonight, but oh well. I wasn't particularly thrilled by the idea of going in the first place. It's kind of fun skipping out on established plans. Now I get to spend some more time with my son today. Oh, that's so sweet. Keep taking pictures, Dad. Making sure you get that fountain in the cathedral too. Yeah, it's almost time for my train home. I'm sad to leave, but all good things must come to an end. I suppose I should take some last-minute pictures before leaving. While Duke Albareus certainly acts like a duke should, it makes him a rather difficult person to deal with. Not even those close to him are allowed to have a say in his decisions. None except Lord Rufus, of course. Things must be difficult for him. Lord Rufus is the only one allowed to have a say in Duke Albareus' decisions. It seems that Lord Eustace was called home by the Duke. My word, just what business would the Duke have with someone like him? The fuck do you mean someone like him? You wouldn't run in your mouth like that earlier. What happened to that energy you had last time? Now you just run in your mouth, huh? A good question. You can't truly expect anyone to support Lord Eustace when commoner blood courses through his veins, can he? Lord Rufus will be the one taking his father's place regardless. Lord Eustace is but a mere spare should things go wrong. I know exactly how you feel, Marcius, but nothing good will come from confronting them. There's no need to tell me that. Let's go. We've got no business with these fools. Now see here, it's quite a serious crime for commoners to listen in on conversations between us nobles. Not that I expect you will be able to understand such deep, intelligent conversation either way. Hurry and be gone. I think you mean such base level, idiotic, stupid shit that you guys are spewing. Nothing intelligent about either one. What is it, commoner? Please, if you have no business with us, be gone. You're ruining the nice scenery. I don't want to be within the vicinity of you clowns anyway. Fuck your shit, Marcius. I would literally beat both of them up and take everything they got in their pockets. Yeah, I'm running that. Run me that. That's the new Orbital watch? That shit mine now. That shit mine. Like, oh, I didn't know he was like that. Where's Reem from? I didn't know he was like that. We people are but ephemeral and powerless. However, we must wait, what? What did she say? Yeah, Tatiana, you say some crazy words sometimes. However, we must continue to pray on regardless of this. I can't even fit it. I think I'm just having one of those moments where I just go into a laughing fit. It might be because of what I was saying though earlier with Ring. There are many children in Bereahard who are not as fortunate as others. My wish is to provide those children with hope for the future. No, Tatiana's too sweet. We have the cathedral carry out charity activities multiple times per month. The tax increase have certainly made things rather difficult here, but I still wish to do what I can for the people. For the people, huh? I hear you. I came to offer my prayers before returning home. This will be the last time I get to do so at such a magnificent cathedral, after all. The sister here came to greet us earlier. She was ever so elegant too. Even the sisters of Bereahard fit the city's high-class image, it seems. Okay, glaze harder, why don't you? I've only just noticed recently, but the sister here is ever so graceful, and I'm gonna be glazing just like that woman tourist back there that just... I'll stop. I feel as though I recognize her from somewhere too. I can't say for sure, however. Her habit covers much of her head. What? He said he recognized her? Am I supposed to? Archbishop Anton has made many appeals to Duke Alvaret in regards to recent events. He doesn't seem to be willing to lend an ear, however. To make matters worse, he stopped attending Mass recently, too. Whatever should we do about this? Duke Alvaret seems completely unwilling to listen to the people's pleas. Oh, Aidios, please guide us through these troubling times. We already know he's a shitty guy. I've been receiving many letters from every church in the Croatian province ever since the tax increase began. Each and every one of them detailed the negative effects said tax has been having and how the people are suffering from it. I've also heard talk that the work is for the strengthening its armaments too. Perhaps Duke Alvaret needs to be reminded that Aidios' one desire is for us to be at peace. There have been many unsettling rumors here in the Croatian province lately. Run around with Emma. She looks way too cute. Like this. It's 10 out of 10. Okay, we're gonna avoid going to the restaurant. Let's head to the Noble District. The place I hate the most. Well, to be fair, they do got the cute grandma here. With her, her kitten. May is always the best time for one to enjoy fresh new greenery. I almost feel as though I can hear their breathing as I sit here. Is anyone even here? Oh, okay. Master Gorty is currently facing a most perilous situation. Or perilous, right? Master Gorty is currently facing a most perilous situation. Please come back at a later date if you wish to meet him. I wish to meet him now. Oh, Aidios, not again. Royce, hurry. Master Gorty, I'll be right there. Someone isn't having a good day. Looks like that Dryad's tears coming back to haunt him. Do 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 do. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Someone just came by on behalf of Duke Alvaret. He might have new orders for us. I'll have to confirm this later. Excuse me, but what business do you have here? Quit loitering around here and beat it. These guys really think they're tough, but they was too scared to do a commission for a monster. Get real. I don't acknowledge the weak. We'll be leaving now. I shall leave the house in your care during our absence. As you wish, my lord. We plan on visiting the cathedral today to offer up our prayers. My children are certainly excited, though on such an occasion a measure more solemnity would not be unwelcome. We're going out today. Yay, I want to go horsey riding. Calm down, Hane. We're all going out to the cathedral, so hurry up and get changed. But I don't want to. I want to play. Let me play. There's plenty for us to pray for today, such as our family's safety and prosperity of our land. We plan on having our traditional dinner party afterwards too. I'll have to make a booking at Sorcier now and then. I think that is everyone. Yep. Let's get out of here. Lord Eustace is most likely in the midst of discussing things with His Excellency. This has nothing to do with you all, so take your leave. I just want to grip this dude up by his collar and throw his ass down here. And then run down like this and leave. You'll never know it was me. We got new fits on. We got new fits. Trust me. Just trust me. Wait, what's her name? That's Greta. What's her name? Oh, it's not. I was about to say, what is she doing out of the restaurant? I don't even know if I got the name right anyway. I feel like her name is Greta though. I have to hold my tongue when the nobles are about, but the tax hikes the Duke put into effect are really starting to get unreasonable. I've always found his son Eustace easy to get along with whenever he stops by Artisan Street. That's probably just because his mom's a commoner. Yeah, they're really tying into the fact that his mom is a commoner is them being able to somewhat get along with the guy. Like Laura is a noble, but she's more easy to get along with than Eustace. Now come to think of it, that Prince Oliver who seems to be all over the place lately was born to a commoner himself. I suppose it's just easy to feel an affinity towards those without blue blood, and more like us. So I wonder, for the Duke, he's obviously gonna pick Rufus, to excel him. It'll probably be Rufus instead of Eustace. But for, Olivier's father, is he gonna pick Alphen? Was that her name? I think that was the name they said. Well, that's me assuming that she's a full noble. And Duke Albert acting like a tyrant is nothing new, of course. But what can we common folk do about it? My only option is to focus on my work and complete it to the highest standard I possibly can. And that's why I want my son to become a full-fledged artisan as soon as possible. I hear you. Seems like most of the stores here are patronized pretty regularly by nobles. I could tell because there were way too many zeros on one of the price tags I checked. I've heard plenty about the Artisan Street being full of excellent things to buy, which means that it's my duty as a shopping lover to scope it out. Just don't go broke. And if you got that much mirror to sling around you, toss me a couple thousand. Many people say that they don't understand the Duke's thought process, but I know exactly what he's thinking. The fact is, he's thinking solely of himself. He's sitting there evaluating what's of worth to him and what isn't. He's thinking the same thing about Lord Eustace, considering his background. Can't even get mad at him. He's speaking facts. His son is no exception. Someone I know is coming over to stay tonight. He always has plenty of stories about other towns. I've never left Berea hard, so I always look forward to hearing them. I wonder how long he'll be here for. Hopefully for a while. Well, he said someone's coming, to stay. There are plenty of different areas in the courts and province that are owned by a variety of nobles. Each of these areas has its own unique produce, which we traveling merchants buy up and carry along to sell elsewhere. It's actually a fun and relaxing job, surprisingly enough. Traveling around the province doing business is kind of fun. The only downside is that you won't really make much mirror from it. One of our regulars is coming over today. Some of the merchants who used to come here stopped due to the tax hike, but I'm fairly sure he'll still come along. He's the type of person who always helps when you're in a bind. He's one of my big espresso fans. Okay, so a hardcore coffee drinker, huh? Uh-oh, it's Poe and Clarice. I gathered up some mirror from the acquaintances to pay for the tailoring expenses. I'm quite the skilled one, if I do say so myself. Gathering up 80,000 mirror in a single night is no easy task. Damn, I know he wants to cry. He wants to break down right here in the middle of this artisan street. Just the thought of paying it all back next month is making me tremble. It really is hard to believe that they can charge this much for simple clothing. However, I never once expected that a life full of debt was waiting for me here of all places. There it is. I knew he was gonna break down eventually. I'm gonna say, you know, that's probably how he cry. Damn nobles. I should be able to get my dress made now. Father isn't quite as useless as I initially believed, it would seem. Damn, Clarice. Yeah, maybe not talk about your father like that, especially when he's the one buying all of your shit. That's crazy work. Right then and there, if I would have heard you say that, we would have been on our flight out of here. We're on the train, we're leaving. You ain't getting your damn dress or nothing. You'll get your dress when you get 80,000. How about that? Duke Alberea isn't exactly popular among the people, just to be perfectly honest. However, I can't bring myself to think ill of Lord Eustace. His actions and attitudes speak for themselves, but there's also the fact that children seem to be oddly fond of him. You could just tell by looking that Lord Eustace is a good person deep down. That he is. He's even kind to Arturi too, so I find it difficult to believe that he isn't a good-natured person. We make all the clothes sold at Camellia by the station. I've got some stuff right here now that's for them. Thank you for your patronage. Tanya at Camille's kinda clumsy though. I'm worried about her. Tanya started working at Camille not that long ago. I'm kinda worried cause she can be clumsy now and then.
No. Ever since we bumped our prices up because of the tax hike, we've had a bunch of nobles complaining. I mean, we could make some low quality stuff with inferior material and sell that cheap, but that ain't our job. We pride ourselves on high quality work, so that ain't something we'll ever stoop to. That won't change either, doesn't matter what the Duke or our customers say. Hey, stand your ground. Sorry, but we bumped up our prices recently. And I ain't bumping them down until those taxes go back to normal either. Gotta do what you gotta do, I suppose. The good thing about being placed here is I can take it easy. Everyone at Orc's Fort seems to be busy with their training and drills. I guess it's not bad being useless after all. Yeah, cause you are I'm talking very useless. You're so useless that you really don't even need to have this job, sir. Take a hike, go leave. Go leave without pay. You're trash. You're fucking trash, sir. I don't believe I spoke to this dude over here. Airships happen to be commonplace in Liberal to the south, with airports being present in almost every city. There are also frequently scheduled flights between them all, leading Liberal to be known as the airship country. Erebonia has a long way to go to match up to that. We only have airports in the provincial capitals and Heimdall itself, after all. Erebonia has quite a long way to go to match up the Liberals' use of airships. We do have our railroad network to make up for that, however. Lady Annabelle is the epitome of a pure and delicate maiden, which makes me worried that something terribly may have befallen her, or maybe she's being tricked by some hooligan. If only she would at least send me a letter, I would keep it a secret even from our father. Lady Annabelle left the house after a fierce argument with her father. Oh, Aidios, please let her be safe. I've heard that commoners seem to be acting out of line in Heimdall these days. How deplorable. We nobles are the ones who continue to protect Erebonia's honor and traditions. Those commoners will only succeed in bringing ruin to the country. You shut your old ass up, sir. You would have thought with how long you live you would have been able to open your eyes eventually, but you continue to be so ignorant. Uh-oh, he's dealing with these two again. My lady, might I request that you make today's conversation short? We do have a luncheon to prepare for. Today has been quite a surprise. I never would have expected to bump into Lady Aslan once again.
Lord Eustace's mother was a commoner, I believe. There are some nobles who would speak ill of him because of that.
Some?
It's not really my business, but I still find myself upset on his behalf. Fortunately, Lord Rufus has always been supportive of Lord Eustace. It's always wonderful to see two brothers who are close to one another. I hope that one day those who refuse to accept Lord Eustace will come to see how wrong they were. Speaking of which, have you heard the rumors about the Crimson Tiara? San Corey seem to have gotten their hands on it. Perhaps they'll make it publicly available. Oh, what an exciting thought.
I don't know why I always see the word publicly and think, I always want to say like publicity. Is that how you say it? Publicity? Those two words are very weird.
I happened to purchase a sapphire tiara just the other day. And of course it was indeed Berea Hart's very own sapphire. I had it produced in one of the stores on Artisan Street even.
Oh, look at her. Can we get a zoom in? Oh, look at her little outfit. Very cute.
Me and Grandpa came here on a trip. This is the first time I've seen these nobles. We don't really see them near our place in Heimdall.
No.
We need to be extra careful while we're here. The last thing I want is for either of us to upset the nobles.
That's crazy. You gotta spend your life walking around as a commoner hoping you don't upset a noble.
Eustace patted my head because I was a good boy. I hope we see him again soon.
No.
I planned on reading this book the rabbi sent is popular, but he won't let me read any more of it because there was a scary part in it. Well, we won't be using it anymore, so perhaps you might like it instead.
You received the Red Moon Rose Chapter 5. But she said there was something scary about it?
Lord Eustace really has helped us out a lot. We were being bullied by a really scary noble one time and Eustace came by and saved us. He also gave us advice when Mom and Dad got fired too. He's really a good person. We owe him so much.
Shout out to my boy Eustace, man, holding it down. Lord Rufus, ever as of late, have been most impressive. Not only has he been dealing with business within the province, he managed to conduct his affairs in other provinces too. He seems to be negotiating and coordinating with other provinces in his father's stead. I can't think of another man in the Empire his age who can compare to his ability. Yeah, I think I might be able to do that. I hold great pride in him. It feels as though most news recently has been bad news, but hearing of Lord Rufus's accomplishments is always a joy. I'm looking forward to what he does in the future.
Even now, Berea Hart remains the center of fashion for nobles. Seeing tailors whip up refined and elegant dresses with little to no effort truly is a sight to behold. I wish to be able to make dresses like that myself one day. Becoming a designer is my dream. I see working at this store as one of the many stepping stones towards making that dream a reality.
Well, I wish you all the luck in the world.
I plan on cleaning our mansion from top to bottom. I have even received permission to do so. Master was very keen on the idea when I mentioned that the mansion next door is far cleaner than ours. Nobles are always very concerned about appearances. They're always willing to listen should you bring up the mansion next door. Being polite is the best policy when it comes to serving nobles. They'll be much more favorable towards you if you focus on being as polite as possible, rather than showing them goods. That's something I finally learned for myself recently. Speaking of which, how you interact with servants all depends on what sort of family they serve. It takes some experience to be able to tell that, however.
Even those of us in Bereahard have been subject to harsh tax increase for a while now. It's far from ideal, that's for sure. It's rather cruel too, as we work our hardest to please the nobles. Seems like more and more people are growing dissatisfied with the Duke.
I can't blame them either.
Now let's head upstairs, see if there's anyone here. Nobles are said to have originally been knights who rose up to defend their lands. So in essence, the nobility and military power will always be closely linked. That is why Duke Alberea's right to lead the courts and provincial army is undisputed. Yeah, never be able to really convince me that. The nobles around here, I can't even imagine some of you guys picking up a weapon.
While Duke Alberea seems to have little interest in hunting, Lord Rufus seems to have a penchant for it. I've heard that he even took part in the falconry competition in Heimdall sponsored by the Emperor Eugen himself.
So the Emperor, this is Eugen is Olivier's father, right?
Oh, if only I were from an influential family, then I could have joined them.
That's odd. There's a large number of provincial army soldiers around this morning. I got word that something happened over at Orc's Fort yesterday too. It's probably safe to bet two are related. News travel quickly around here, huh?